Some familiar names at the top of the table over in League One, of course, as Sunderland, Wigan and Bolton occupy the top 3 spots. But breathing down the necks are 2 bitter rivals. It's Wimbledon, it's MK Dons. We'll take a look at it next. Right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 8 in League One, and we'll get to it in just one second. If you're new, where you been, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, smash your subscribe, look at your bag of day with all things League One related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here under one roofski. That's right, of course, Sunderland lead the charge at the moment with a big win over Accrington, Stanley, but of course some big boys, and familiar boys anyway, breathing down the necks with, of course, Wigan and Bolton. Could they all get themselves promoted this time around? Of course, that's a long way out, but of course we'll examine it in just a second. Of course, big shout out before all that to the bees, that's right, it's the Patreons, my brothers from another mother. I do appreciate your love and thank you for your continued support. And of course, a big shout out to our 2 brand new Patreons, boys and girls. Woo! Big shout out to Colin Medlin and Andrew Warren for joining the latest member of the gangs at Patreon. So I do appreciate it, guys. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support. Now, I want to tell you guys what's going to happen over the Patreon, because I want to make sure these other guys maybe out there might be interested themselves to join you and become the latest members of the gang. I'm actually starting a brand new channel, which it'll be a daily vlogging channel. So that might sound a bit crappy, but it's actually going to be quite interesting. It's going to have a behind the scenes look at the channel, behind the scenes look at my life, or our life, should I say, my wife's life, kids' life, dog's life, as we live here as a Brit in the middle of central Pennsylvania. Over the next 18 months into 2 years, it's going to be quite hectic. And I wanted to document it for my own self, but of course I thought, you know what, I'll show other people around the world what it's like for an Englishman or British person living in the United States, doing a bit of travel, doing a bit of this, that and the other, of course, and of course maybe insight to my working life as a professional. But of course, those videos will be initially available to patrons only. They'll get first look at it, and of course then they'll be available to the chasing pack, of course, maybe a week after. So patrons will get first look at that videos, and of course that channel will be starting in about 2 to 3 weeks time if we can get things moving in the right direction. But anyway, that's of course to look forward to. If you want to get involved with the Patreon, get involved, patreon.com/Rovers. But we're going to take a little look back, and of course the weekend's action, some big results at the top of the table. And of course, that could be defining the shape of the league this season. So here we go. Take a look at Sunderland up against Accrington Stanley. I thought Accrington Stanley could give a game on this one. But in the end, I was right. They did give it a count on themselves. 2-1 loss to Sunderland. My friends called it. Sunderland remained top of the table. I knew they would give them a game, but I was hoping that they could stop them a little bit from breaking away from the chasing pack. But of course they've still got some competition at the top of the table, and of course only 3 points clear of Burton in 8th, so it's not all clear for them. Speaking of Burton, they can only muster a draw against Gillingham in the end, 1-1 in the end for them. Meanwhile, kicking off forward, Cambridge against Lincoln City was a 5-1 win for Lincoln on the road, big win for them. Charlton also picked up a loss against Cheltenham in a 2-1 loss there. Morecambe 7-0 thrill against Wimbledon. Unfortunately, they were on the receiving end of the defeat. Ipswich Town also on the receiving end of a 7-0 thriller, and again on the end of a defeat. They're in trouble at the moment, Ipswich Town. A lot of new players in there. They can't get going. Bolton with a massive win for them. MK Dons against Portsmouth ended up as a 1-0 win. Double click there. Of course, MK Dons picking up the win. Portsmouth are also dropping down the table. Oxford and Wycombe was a 0-0 draw as well. Oxford also starting to free fall down the table a little bit. Plymouth, big win over Sheffield Wednesday, 3-0 in the end. 2-1 win was my pick going in the other way. Rotherham also against Fleetwood was a 4-2 win going in favour of Fleetwood. Big win for them also. Rotherham dropping down a little bit in the table. Shrewsbury against Crewe ended up all square, and then Wigan also picked up a win against Doncaster, who are massively in trouble. Just the 5 picks for me out of 12, which is not great. The table looks like this, though. As you can see, Sunderland are running away with it at the moment. 15 points out of all possible 18. Of course, Wigan also breathing down next, and both those sides have played 6 games. Meanwhile, Bolton are in 3rd. They played a game more. Plymouth, though, are in 8th. They've played a game less. Win that, and they could go 2nd themselves. It is still tight, airtight at the top of the table for League One. Down the foot of the table, though, is Doncaster. They are pretty much home and hosed at the moment. Crewe and Ipswich and Shrewsbury would go down if the season was to end today, but it isn't. A lot of games left, and of course a lot of these teams have a game in hand. Let's take a look at the prediction league as it stands. What did I get? 5 would have got me up to around about 5th in the table, not too shabby there. Vince Longo up there alongside Game Child and Conor Medlin in 2nd. Of course, Conor Medlin, the latest member of the Patreon game. But Winky, look how cheeky Winky up there kicking ass and taking names. Let's take a look at the overall table. Here it comes. There is a double Luke in there. I need to investigate if it's the same Luke. because that's a bit interesting. If so, that other Luke would be also up there with 36 points. I don't know if it is him, but we will have to see. But anyway, the leader at the moment is actually a four-way tie. Conor Medlin, Deep at the Great, Russell Frost, and Winky, of course, reigning supreme. MCO back, not too far away either. It is very, very early doors. But as you can see already in the top 8, there is a bit of a gap between first and 12th. A good 7 points there. But of course, it is early days. So don't fret. A lot of these guys will take days off. A lot of these guys will, shit will get involved. So don't worry about it. Anyway, in fact, this week is a good chance for you guys to make up a bit of ground, because we do have a bumper extended week, I think, or just a one extra. 13 points on the offering this time around. Usually it's 12, but Lincoln City up against Rotherham will be a bonus match, and we're going to take a look at that one, I think, next. Let's get into it then. This match will take place on Tuesday, September the 14th. Place of the 13 times 2008, 2 wins for Lincoln, 11 wins for Rotherham, and there's been 0 draws. The biggest win for Lincoln was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 6-0 win. Coming into this, Lincoln just won defeat the past 4 games for them. Rotherham comes just 1 defeat the past 3 for them. Of course, last round in Lincoln was a 1-0 win for Rotherham. That's back in February 2020 in League One. Big win for Rotherham on that one. Next, coming into this, of course, Rotherham did lose to Fleetwood. Meanwhile, Lincoln coming into this on the back of a win against Cambridge. 5-1 win on the road as well. Odds on this one, 70-10 is your Lincoln, and 9-4 is your draw. 8-5 is your away win. That's Rotherham on this one. So I believe it's quite tight on the odds. Quite tight on the odds front, but I'm going to go with a draw on this one. 2-2 in the end. Kicking on further, we have Accrington Stanley up against Wigan in a Northwest Crunch Clash. Picture the 3 times in 2017. 2 wins for Accrington, 1 for Wigan. No draws. The biggest win for Accrington was a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 7-goal thriller. 4-3 in favour of Wigan. Last time around in Accrington was a 3-1 win for Accrington. That was back in March 2021. Accrington coming in on the back of that loss against Sunderland. Meanwhile, Wigan coming in on the back of that win against Doncaster. Of course, 75% form for Wigan. Just 1 defeat past 6. Accrington just won. What are we looking at? 2 wins in the past 5 games for them. 50% form. Odds on this one, 30-10 is your Accrington, 2-1 is your Wigan, and 23-10 is your. It's also quite tight on this one. But I'm going to go with the hosts on this one. Accrington, Bloody Stanley. Next up we have Bolton up against Rotherham. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played each other 8 times in 2013. 4 wins for Rotherham, 3 wins for Bolton, 1 draw. The biggest win for Bolton was a 2-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 6-1 win. Last time around, of course, over in Bolton was a 2-1 win for Bolton. That's back in December 2018 in the Championship. They come into this Bolton 3 win or unbeaten the last 3, pick up 2 wins and a draw. Meanwhile, Rotherham coming to this just 1 defeat the past 3 for them. That 1 defeat was last round against Fleetwood. Bolton coming to this on the back of that win against Ipswich Town, both on the receiving end of a 6 and a 7-goal thriller. So goals in plenty in the last 2 games, or the last game between these 2 sides in the schedule, if you know what I mean. Anyway, coming into this, we have odds of 6-4 for Bolton, 7-4 is your Rotherham, at 23-10 is your draw. Hosts are your favourites, but only just 1-0 win for them as well for me to take it to the house. We have Cheltenham up against Oxford United. Also this coming weekend. Again, these games are on Saturday, the 18th. Of September. 23 times they've been in the past, 7 wins apiece, 9 draws. The biggest win for Cheltenham over Oxford was a 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way is a 5-2 win. Of course, coming into this last round over in Cheltenham was a 4-1 win in the EFL Trophy knockout stage. That's each other in the league, was in League 2. In Cheltenham, back in November 2014, it was a 1-1 draw. What are we looking at coming into this? 25% fall for Oxford. Oxford coming to this 25% form, just 1 win in the past 6 games. Meanwhile, Cheltenham coming to this, just 1 defeat in the past 5 for them, 50% form as well. Cheltenham coming to this on the back of that win against Charlton. Oxford coming to this on the back of that draw against Wycombe. I'll look at the odds on this one. We have Cheltenham 29-20 for the victory, 50-8 is your Oxford, and 23-10 is your draw. Going to go with the draw myself on this. Cannot separate the 2 sides. Next we have Crewe, Alexandra up against Burton. Let's get into this one then, shall we? They played to the 12th times 2009. 4 wins apiece and 4 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Crewe was a 4-1 win. The biggest win the other way is a 3-0 win. Coming into this, Crewe unbeaten the last 2, picking up a win and a draw. Meanwhile, Burton coming to just 1 win in the past 6 for them. A couple of draws, actually quite a few draws and a couple of defeats as well. Last round over in Crewe was a 3-0 win for Burton. That was back in March 2021. That was last season. Coming into this, Burton picked up a draw against Gillingham last round. Meanwhile, Crewe picked up a draw against Shrewsbury as well. Odds on this one, 13-8 is your Crewe, 11-5. Is your draw, 70-10 is your away win. That's Burton on this. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Crewe on this. At home, of course, they've got the bit between the teeth, and of course, hopefully they'll kick on from that one. Next up goes Doncaster up against Morecambe this weekend. Played the 3 times in 2003. 1 win for Doncaster, nothing for Morecambe, and 2 draws. The biggest win for Doncaster was a 5-1 win. Nothing for Morecambe, of course. But Morecambe coming to this 33% form, picking up a couple of wins out of the last 6. Meanwhile, Doncaster without a win in 6, just 8% form. Of course, last round in the keep mode was a 1-1 draw in League 2 back in February 2017. Morecambe last round, 7-goal thriller, but on the receiving end of it, losing to Wycombe. Doncaster comes to the back of that loss against Wigan as well. 2-1 loss. 8-5 on is your Doncaster. 8-5 on is your Doncaster. 70-10 is your draw, 94 or 94 is your draw, 70-10 is your away win. That's Morecambe. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw on this one. Point in the bag for Doncaster at long last, but not much to get excited about. Next up, we've got Fleetwood. They're going to be taking on, what are we looking at? Fleetwood going to be taking on Sunderland. Let's get into this one. I'm trying to find it. What did I say? Fleetwood. Okay, next up we have Gillingham taking on MK Dons, scheduled for 18th of September. Pleasure the 24 times to 2000. 10 wins for Gillingham, 9 wins for MK Dons, 5 draws. The biggest win for Gillingham was a 3-0 win. The biggest win in the other way was a 2-0 win. Gillingham coming into this on the back of just 1 win in the past 4 games, so they're 50% form. Meanwhile, MK Dons unbeaten the last 6, picking up 83% form at the moment. Last round in Gillingham was a 3-2 win for Gillingham. That was back in March 2021. Gillingham coming to this on the back of that a draw against Burton. Meanwhile, MK Dons coming to this on the back of that win against Portsmouth. I don't have any odds on this one. It's kind of a gut feeling on this. Of course, taking place in Gillingham. I've gone with a win for MK Dons. They look rather cool at the moment. They got the bit between teeth, and of course, looking that they could be a bit of a dark horse. I did have them as 7th with Russell Martin as your manager then, but of course, since then I wasn't too sure they were going to stick around. But they're doing the bit at the moment. Next, of course, with Fleetwood Town taking on Sunderland. Played the 7 times since 2018. 2 wins for Fleetwood, 1 for Sunderland, and 4 draws. The biggest win for Fleetwood, 2-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 2-0 win. Last round over in Fleetwood was a 1-1 draw. That's back in November 2020. Of course, coming to this, Fleetwood picking up a win against Rotherham. Big win for them on the road as well. Meanwhile, Sunderland coming to this with a 2-1 win over Accrington. Stanley on this. Of course, again, got no odds on this one, so it's kind of a gut feeling. But Sunderland will fancy their chances to continue their decent form at the start of the table. I'm going to go with a draw. I've gone with a draw of 2-2 right down the middle. Cannot separate two sides. Next, goes with Lincoln City up against Ipswich Town. Ipswich in a bit of bother. Lincoln are on the climb. Let's take a little look. Where are they in the table? They're actually, where are Lincoln? They're on the move. They're up to 16th at the moment. Played for the 8 times in 2017. 3 wins for Lincoln, 2 wins for Ipswich, and 3 draws. The biggest win for Lincoln over Ipswich was a 5-3 win. The biggest win the other way was a 1-0 win. Last round over in Lincoln was a 1-0 win for Lincoln back in October 2020. Lincoln coming to this with a 5-1 win over Cambridge. Of course, Ipswich coming to this on the back of that 5-2 loss against Bolton, of course, last weekend. On this situation for me, I've got no odds on this one, so again, it's going to go with your gut on this. So I'm going to go with a win for Lincoln City on this one. 3-1 win. Ipswich could be in a bit of bother. Of course, spent a lot of money bringing in a new manager, but of course, it's not working out at the moment. Next, of course, Portsmouth taking on Cambridge. Those are the 6 times 2014, 6 wins out of 6 for Pompey. Of course, so the biggest win was a 6-2 win. However, they come into this without a win in 4, picking up 3 defeats on the bounce in all competitions. Last round, though, at Fram Park was a 2-1 win for Pompey. Of course, Pompey coming to this on the back of that loss against MK Dons. Lincoln coming to this over that back of that 5-1 win. Who was it against? It was against Cambridge on this one. Going on your gut feeling on this one, I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Portsmouth on this one. Next up, of course, we have Sheffield Wednesday taking on Shrewsbury Town. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday could do with a win. Shrewsbury could do with some points as well. Those are the 2 times since 2016. 1 win for Sheffield Wednesday, 1 for Shrewsbury. No draws. The biggest win for Sheffield Wednesday was a 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-2 win. Last round, of course, over in this will be the first time at Hillsborough. Of course, 3-2 win was last round in competitive action and went in favour of Shrewsbury back in January 2016. Shrewsbury coming to this on the way of that draw against Crewe. Sheffield Wednesday coming to this on the back of that loss against Plymouth. Of course, again, got no odds on this one. I don't know why. I don't know if there's something weird going on in the division this week. But anyway, I do have my gut feeling says Sheffield Wednesday will get a win. Of course, Shrewsbury in a bit of trouble as well at the moment, all the way down into 21st spot. So a 3-1 win for Sheffield Wednesday. Wimbledon will take on Plymouth as well this coming weekend. Played the 19 times in 2011, 7 wins apiece and 5 draws. The biggest win for Wimbledon was a 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-2 win. Of course, Wimbledon coming to us unbeaten the last 5, picked up 4 wins and a draw to boot. Meanwhile, Plymouth coming to us on the back of just 1 win in the past 4 games for them. That's a 50% form. Last round in Wimbledon was an 8-goal thriller, goodness gracious me, 4-4 in the end. That was back in, so it was around about this time last year on the 19th of September. Of course, Wimbledon coming to us on the back of a 7-goal thriller last time around, of course, and Plymouth also coming to us on the back of that win against Sheffield Wednesday. Again, you've got to go with your gut on this one, no odds, and I think it's going to be a 2-0 win for Wimbledon to take it to the house. And then finally, we have Wycombe up against Charlton, a kind of a greater London affair. Of course, played the 7 times in 2006, 1 win for Wycombe, 6 for Charlton, no draws. The biggest win for Wycombe was a 1-0 win, the biggest win the other way was a 1-0 win. Last round over in Wycombe was a 1-0 win for Charlton. That was back in April 2019. Of course, Wycombe coming to us on the back of that draw against Oxford. Of course, Charlton coming to us on the back of that loss against Cheltenham. No odds. Gut feeling tells me 2-1 win for Wycombe on this one to move the chains. They've kind of dropped off a little bit as well. They're down to 9th right now. As are Charlton, also in a bit of a bother, down to 20th. So they're actually on the cusp of the relegation zone. But anyway, that's the situation for me. Let me know your thoughts, of course, as we look forward to match day number 8 in League One. Get the code there, Cutley4/League One. Get your predictions and use the savvy code as well. But that, my friends, is all what I've got for you. Be sure to give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out those links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook as well. But if you wanted to show some extra loving, check out the patreon.com/Rovers. Give us some love in that way. Join the likes of Conor Medlin, join the likes of Andrew Watt, and of course become the latest members of the Brotherhood from another motherhood. Until then, though, I'll see you soon for the next one. Until then, we are done.